These 6 things does the Lord hate. Number 7 are an abomination unto him. You think he enjoys abomination? No. It's something he hates. Verse 17, start to list them. A proud look, somebody who is arrogant. Sometimes they are full of themselves. They are full of themselves. Those are people that if their nose was upside down, if they don't have an umbrella, they would drown because their nose is so high, they would drown. A proud look, a lying tongue, somebody who can't tell the truth, and hands that shed innocent blood, kill people for no reason, murder. Next one, a heart that devises wicked imaginations. Do you have anything better to do than to think about how you can do evil and how you can sin? Feet that be swift in running to mischief. You know anybody who runs to get into trouble? I know some people who are like that. Verse 19, a false witness, someone that speaketh lies, somebody who can't tell the truth, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. There's no reason for discord, but some people they plant discord among the brethren. God hates that. Number 7, he hates it. People engage in it. We're going to read about this in just a few moments. Don't be one of those who thinks that you're anointed enough to do exactly what he tells you not to do. We're going to engage in reading of 2 Samuel chapter 20 on my Bible. That's page 428. Show you exactly where we're at. And in this instance, we're going to see a man do exactly what God hates. If you think that you're anointed to do exactly what God hates, you're mistaken. You're wrong. He never anoints you to do exactly what he tells you in his word. He hates it. You're never anointed to do that. Please follow along. Isang punto saman sahe. We're going to go straight to the point. We want you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are prepared for the coming of the King. The King is coming. The King is coming. Yes. For the millennial reign of Christ. If you're not if you're not prepared for the imminent arrival of the King, for the beginning of the millennial reign of Christ, he says, if you are with me to the end, the same shall be saved. If you can't be patient with the Lord and be prepared for the beginning of the millennial reign of Christ sooner than you think, ye are not ready. You're not prepared. Nothing's going to help you. I want you to know that unless your name is written down, ye shall not enter into my rest. You won't have the Magen Dang Buhai. You won't have eternal life. We give it to you freely, exactly the way it is written. Please follow along. I recommend a highlighter because we give you the answers. Every day you have an open Bible test every single day, and sometimes people are not ready for that test. We give you the answers every day. Sometimes the test comes by accident, by surprise. You don't expect it to come. But we want you to know that we give you the answers in advance so you can study every day. We know that if your name is written down in the Lamb's Book of Life, you are prepared for the coming of the King, for the beginning of the millennial reign of Christ. It can, in a moment that you think not, he will arise. He tells us to be prepared for his arrival. So he tells us to occupy until my arrival, to be wise as serpents, harmless as dove. My wife and I, we do our best to do that every single day. It's awesome. Please follow along. And there happened to be there a man of Belial, someone who could not do the things because he was a wicked man, whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, from the tribe of Benjamin. And he blew a trumpet, stirring up trouble where there was no trumpet, where there was no discord, and said, "We have no part in David." He was stirring up trouble where there was no trouble. He was planting seeds of rebellion. We have no part in David, neither have we an inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tents. O Israel, go back. He's not for us, it is for you. But if you are in obedience to the king, all of it, if you are of the tribe of children of Abraham, you abide by all of the expectations of Abraham. Circumcision of the foreskin, and not just your foreskin, but your heart also needs to be circumcised. From the fleshy tables of the heart, and if your heart has been circumcised, you are prepared to hear from the king. You are prepared for him to call your name. If you're too busy to listen to the Lord or his word, you are too busy. But we're showing to you what it actually says so that you can also enjoy the Magen David Buhai. Be prepared for the coming of the King, for the millennial reign of Christ. Be ready. For verse 2, so every man of Israel went up from David and followed Sheba, the son of Bichri. But the men of Judah cleave to their king, from Jordan even to Jerusalem. I'm reminding you, always claim to your king. Always cling to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Awesome. When you do, you have the best of the barrel. Isaiah chapter 1, verses 19 and 20. If you are an enemy of God or to his children, he will repay you to your face. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10. It's awesome. But this son of Belial, he wasn't that way. He followed the plans of he was a son of Belial. He thought he was called to do exactly what God hates. He's never for you to do exactly what he hates. Verse 3, and David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 women, his concubines, whom he had left to keep the house, and put them inward, where they were going to be most safe, and fed them, but went not in unto them, for they were shut up unto the day of their death. Bring in living and widowhood those who were not in complete compliance with David, even the concubines. They were he made the decision, if they're not for me, I don't want their body if I don't have their heart. So he separated himself from them. If you're a man of God, you don't care about the body, you want their heart. If you love the body and don't consider the heart, you're just going out to have intercourse with a dead body. No man of God wants that. You want the beautiful woman, but you want the heart, not just the body. Verse 4, Then said the king to Amasa, Assemble me the men of Judah within 3 days, and be thou here present. He said, I need you. So he sent word to Amasa, who had replaced Joab, because David knew Joab could not be trusted. And so he, then be thou here present, so come with the army. Verse 5, So Amasa went to assemble the men of Judah, but he tarried longer than the set time which he had appointed him. He got delayed. He got distracted. Verse 5, And David said to Abishai, his right-hand man. Abishai was always right there when David needed him. Some of you are called to be like Abishai. You need to be there, whether it's a young man or young woman of God, you need to be there, support them, pray for them. If you pray for them, you're doing exactly what he's told you to do in Torah. Pray for them. You remember that when Moses was in battle, the children of Israel were in battle. As long as Moses kept his scepter up, the children of Israel, they had victory. But when his hands got tired and he lowered the scepter, they began to lose. So you need to be in there with that young man or woman of God, male or female. If they're a child of God, you need to support them, pray for them, encourage them. Be that way. It's awesome. And David said to Abishai, Now shall Sheba, the son of Bichri, do more harm than did Absalom. Take thou the Lord's servants, my army, and pursue after him, lest he get him fenced cities and escape us, unless he goes into walls, he gets into a fence for protection. Because if you're where you're supposed to be, if you're in those that dwell in the secret place of the Most High, Psalms 91, verse 1, read it yourself. Those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High, the place of prayer, shall abide under the shelter, the banner of the Almighty. You can say of the Lord, He is my refuge, you are my God, you are my fortress, in you I will trust. There's nothing wrong with that. And I recommend that to you. I do it every day. I give myself to Him every single day at the beginning of the day, at the very beginning of the day. Give yourself to Him in the morning and say, Father, help me to be your child. Help me to be as holy as possible from the beginning of the day. You give Him, you say, I want to be holy to you at the beginning of the day. Can you do it one day at a time? If you can, it's going to be awesome. So they went into fenced cities, and if you're in the fenced city of God our Father, no one can touch you. If you're one of His children, He takes His sheep and puts them in the palm of the good shepherd. And once you're in the palm of his hand, no one is able to kidnap you out of his hand. We do have flies in here. We deal with them. But God has given us power. Those flies, eventually, they're going to die. But give them an opportunity to stay clear, because they will die. It will happen. But they've got an excuse to stay away, Father. Give them an opportunity to live, because if they're around here too much, they will die. So just give the Lord your very best every single day, and if you do, it's going to be awesome. Verse 7, and there went out after Joab's men and the Cherethites and the Pelethites. You'll read about how that they were not originally part of the children of Israel, but they were adopted in. David found that they could be trusted, so he was one of those who trusted them, the Cherethites and the Pelethites. You can do a study on the Cherethites and the Pelethites. It's good stuff. That's Isang Punto Sam and Sahe. It's good eating, but we're going to stay with the beef. We want you to know that if you are prepared to fight with Jesus to the very end, you are prepared for the millennial reign of Christ. We give it to you freely. It's awesome. Verse 8, when they were at the great stone which is in Gibeon, Amasa went before them, and Joab's garment that he had put on him was girded unto him, and it was upon a girdle with a sword fastened in his loins, in the sheath thereof, and he went forth, and it fell out. Remember, Joab was a man who was capable of treachery. David knew this, but that is why he had appointed Amasa, because he decided that Amasa could be trusted. He knew the character of Joab. So we know that Joab was angry because he wasn't the children. He wasn't the general. David had confidence in Amasa and trusted him. Verse 9, and Joab said to Amasa, are you in good health, my brother? The rebuke of your friend is better than the kiss of your enemy. Joab was getting close enough to give him a fake friendship. He wasn't checking on his health. He was looking for an opportunity to kill Amasa. So, and Joab said to Amasa, are you in good health, my brother? He was lying. And Joab took Amasa by the beard with the right hand to kiss him. It wasn't a true kiss. It was looking for a way to kill Amasa. Verse 10. But Amasa took no heed. He wasn't aware the sword that was in Joab's hand. He didn't see the sword. He just got the kiss, but he didn't see the sword in his hand. So Joab smote him therewith in the 5th rib. He knew exactly where to put that sword, where it would kill the most damage, and shud out his bowels to the ground. The last thing before you die is all of the fecal matter comes out. those in emergency rooms where people die, and those in funeral homes where people die, they will tell you that the last thing that somebody does when they die is that fecal matter comes out. You know what fecal matter is? I'll let you read about fecal matter. You should look that in a dictionary. But essentially it means the last thing you do before you die is that fecal matter comes out. It pushes it out. I'll let doctors talk to you about that. It does happen. And struck him not again, and he died. So Joab and Abishai his brother pursued after Sheba, the son of Bichri. Sheba, the son of Bichri, and one of Joab's men stood by him and said, He that favors Joab, and he that is for David, let him go after Joab. And Amasa wallowed in his blood. He drowned in his own blood. And in the midst of the highway, right there in the highway, and when the man saw that all the people stood still, he moved Amasa out of the highway, hid his body, and cast a cloth upon it, tried to hide his dead body. When he saw that everyone that came by stood still, they had honor for the dead warrior. But Joab didn't want people to know that he was the one that had slain him, assassinated him. Verse 13, when he was removed out of the highway, when the body was moved, all the people went on after Joab to pursue after Sheba, the son of Bichri. They didn't know, they weren't aware that Joab was responsible for the murder. Verse 14, be sure, if you hide your sin, your sin will find you out. It always happens. Never fails. It never will. It's awesome. And he went through all the tribes of Israel unto Abel. There was a place named Abel. And to Maacah and the Berites, and there they gathered together, went also after him. Verse 15, and they came and besieged him in Abel Beth Maacah, and they cast up a bank against the city. Say they surrounded the city, and it stood in the trench. Trench is where people go in times of war. And it stood in the trench, and the people that were with Joab battered the wall to throw it down. They didn't say, please take down that wrong. They battered it down. They didn't know that Joab was lying to them. And they were chasing somebody. They may have been guilty of other things. He wasn't completely innocent, but he wasn't responsible for what Joab did. Verse 16, then cried a wise woman out of the city, Hear, hear, say ye, I pray you, unto Joab, Come near here, that I may speak with you. And when he came near unto her, the woman said, Are you Joab? And he answered, I am he. Then she said unto him, Hear the words of your handmaid. And he answered, I do hear. I'm listening. Then she spake, verse 18, then she spake, saying, They were wont to speak old time saying, they shall surely ask counsel at Abel. And so they did. And it ended the matter. You need to come in and let it be judged properly here in the city of Abel, the city of refuge. It belonged to Levites. And one of them that are peaceable and faithful in Israel, you seekest to destroy a city. Thou seekest to destroy a city and a mother in Israel, a city and a mother in Israel. You going to do this without proper justice, without following procedure of Torah? Will you surely swallow up the inheritance of the Lord? Are you going to think you're going to get away with this? And Joab answered and said, Far be it from me that I would swallow up or destroy. I'm not going to do that. He's going to do what he could to pervert justice. He wasn't trying to enhance justice. He was trying to skirt around. He was doing what he could to hide his sin. Verse 21, the matter is not so, but a man of Mount Ephraim, Sheba, the son of Bichri by name, lifted up his hand against the king, even against David. Deliver him only, and I will depart from the city. And the woman said unto Joab, Behold, the head shall be thrown to thee over the wall. We will take care of justice ourselves. Because he was not innocent. He didn't do this, but he was not innocent. Verse 22, Then the woman went unto all the people in her wisdom. She had wisdom. And they cried, and they cut off the head of Sheba, the son of Bichri, and cast it out to Joab. And he blew the trumpet. And they that retired, they left the city alone, every one to his tent. And Joab returned to Jerusalem unto the king. But if you read on, you'll see that Joab had justice coming from David. Those who were not loyal to David, he gave them mercy during his lifetime. That he gave instructions to Solomon about these three people. It's good stuff. Be sure their sin will find you out. Give him your very best. If you need to make adjustment for your sin, do it now. He will have mercy upon those who walk before him with all of their heart. If you need to make adjustments, do it now. Make yourself prepared for the soon arrival of the king. He's coming soon. The king is coming. The king is coming. I've seen the evidence. He's coming soon. You can listen to music. You can listen to the news. You don't even have to read the Bible. But when you take a look at all the news around you, you'll hear a voice saying, it's coming soon. Sometimes he speaks in hurricanes, sometimes in earthquakes and fire, but often he speaks to you in the still, small voice. And many of you have heard it for a long time. Just say, Father, I give to you my very best. I need your help, O Lord, and he will. Awesome. Verse 23, now Joab was over all the host of Israel, the army of Israel, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and the Pelethites. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, he was in charge of those who were special messengers of David, and Jehoiada was the one in charge of the royal family of David. They were under the protection of Jehoiada, of the messengers and those who protected the royal family of David. David was a wise man. He was a shepherd. Joab was also a shepherd, but he wasn't anything close to David the king. He is awesome. Verse 24, and Adoram was over the tribute, those who paid taxes, the tax collector, and Jehoshaphat was the son of Ahuda, the recorder. He was a scribe. And Sheva was a scribe. And Zadok and Abiathar were the priests. And Ira, also the Jairite, was a chief ruler about David. He had good people around him. David knew the character of his people. My God knows the character of his people. You can't hide anything from him. Just give him your very best and he'll take care of all of the rest. Trust in Jesus. Every day with Jesus is sweeter than the day before. Yes, he puts a song in my heart and pep in my step. It's awesome. We give it to, I have received it freely, and we give it to you freely. Right now, receive what he gives only to his obedient children. And if you are a child of the King, in full compliance and prepared for the arrival of the King to begin the millennial reign of Christ, it's closer than you think. In a moment that you think not, he will arrive. He tells us to occupy until his arrival. We do. To be wise as serpents and harmless as dove. He says, whatsoever you do, pointing to the left-hand side, whatsoever you do for one of these, the least of these, my brethren, they don't look like they can ever pay you back. Whatsoever you do for one of these, you've done it unto me. But pointing to the right-hand side, he said, but whatsoever you didn't do for one of these, they don't look like they can ever pay you back. On the right hand, never look like they can ever repay it back to you. Whatsoever you didn't do for them, you didn't do it for me either. I want you to say, Father, I want to be in full compliance. I want to be prepared for the arrival, because you're the King. We are prepared for the beginning. I want to be prepared for the coming, your arrival, to begin the millennial reign of Christ. He said, the day or the hour. You know the season, but you won't know the day or the hour. Hello, young woman, holy girl. Bless her, Father, in Jesus' name. We thank you, Father, because great things are going to be done to the obedient. If you walk before me with all of your heart, it's going to be awesome. What we have, we give it to you freely. For 58 years, 57 years, he's never left me. He's never forsaken me. I say 58 because it's awesome. When you're over 1 billion years old, according to science, because I admit that sometimes I feel like that I'm older than dirt. According to science, I'm at least 1 billion years old. So I've got a little bit of gray hair. And sometimes I didn't document everything properly. I didn't know that the Lord was going to bring me to the Philippines. I read about the book of the Philippines, but it was really the Philippians. I read it wrong. But Father, I thought I was reading from the book of the Philippines, but I didn't know. But I gave you my whole heart way back then, and I'd never changed. You set my bones on fire, and it's awesome. I don't ever want to stop giving my very best for the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. It's awesome. What we have, we give it to you. It's awesome. Receive it this day. Choose you this day who you will serve. As for me and my house, my wife, we will serve the Lord. It's awesome. We give it to you freely. In the nombre de Jesus Christos, toca, toca, toca. Jesus Christos is La Roca. Receive his very best. Do it right now. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. Do it